All right, all you devils out there, happy Friday. Oh, let's see, it's about 128 for me here. I was just looking around to see if I can find anything that looked particularly good here. There's, I think things to get on your watch list. I don't see much that's particularly ripe for an entry in the very, very near term. The market action's kind of weird. It's a little... It's lacking any of the ingredients of a trend, right? We don't quite really have an uptrend, don't have a downtrend. We're correcting, seeking a low here for renewal of the bull market, but doesn't look like we're there quite yet. So this is, what do I got, a 4 hour here on Bitstamp? Oh, we'll look at Bitcoin, ETH, and a couple of alts. We're, again, I think primarily today we're just looking for things to get to the top of your watch list. This is kind of a I mean, so here's Bitcoin, right? The idea is, okay, what are we doing here? So there's a couple of spots in all the majors where, it's primarily, if I open this up here, it's this section here, this big wick that came down here. Now, what are we doing with that? Well, the Elliottician has got a struggle on their hands there. I think most are looking at this as an expanded B because of what's come after it. It's very hard to fit that into a conclusion here where this would be part of it. Even here, this looks like a 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like you get done here. A, B, C. It's abnormal, but there it is. So as we come now looking at this, so you're kind of thinking, okay, clearly if this section, if we roll over, we blast off here, the area that's going to need to get a visit for potential recount, relabeling is this section here. You will note here I have, this is the anchored, what do they call this? The anchored volume profile. So I'm just drawing it from this last pivot low, right? So it's everything from this low. Well, if you look at it, right, of course, here's the value area right here. Here's POC. So we're just kind of stuck here. And the equity markets have been a little bit weird. A lot of low volatility during the day. For any of you that traded during the day, a lot just relentless squeezing. Just, again, low volatility. So as we sit here looking at this, I mean, there's the POC. We're at the edge of the volume. Yes, we broke the volume, quickly came right back in. So we're in that volume area. We had a pivot off the POC. There's nothing here that screams, time to buy it. Here, I'm going to take that off here just so to open up the chart. Let's go to a 60. So what do we got here? Well, the whole market, I mean, all of crypto wants this to be a 1, right? Everybody very bullish. Oh, here we go. For the Elliottician or just a price action trader, this finish here is suspect, right? So much like as we look up over at this section here and go, I don't have a lot of conviction in that. It's kind of the same thing here. This is how we're going to finish this whole correction here. Well, you can look here, and we've drawn this here off of the high volume node here, and for a combo sideways, it's okay. I mean, this is not unreasonable, but the price action that brought us down here, very unsatisfactory. Now, that doesn't mean this couldn't be the low, but it just doesn't have a clean finish. So, I mean, this is what we're implying here. Okay, this is the A, this is the B, and there's the C. Well, okay, yeah, we do get, certainly you can get an impulse counted in this. And okay, whoa, it's not looking so good here anymore. So listen, they're just part of the skill set you develop as a trader over time is recognizing when it's not appropriate to be adding positions. I'm not saying subtract, but I'm certainly not saying it's a good time to be adding. I don't know what it is, right? It's May, I don't know. It's just spring doldrum. I don't know exactly why we're so wacky here. It's the post-halving, right? Certainly Bitcoin, right? It's okay. Where's the huge move after the halving? If you look back and you look at some of the guys that really track this over large periods of time, where you're looking at weekly, monthly charts, traditionally after the halving, you don't get a rocket launch, the week following. There's an adjustment. The miners have to make adjustments. Prices lower prices, they're getting half the reward. There's some accommodation they have to make to that, right? Some of them are turning off the mines because they're not making money. Lower hash rate, right? It kind of feeds on itself. So as we look at the price action here, where, of course, the technician, all of that stuff that's happening in the background, it's not that it's not insignificant. It's just the technician makes the assumption that all the known fundamentals, whether it's on-chain metrics or what they may be, they're all factored into the price right here, right now. Everything that can be known is reflected in that price. So I'm not suggesting don't dig into some of that research, but there is a premise the technician makes, and that is that all of those fundamentals are factored into that price action right there, right now. So what do we do with this? Well, if you're in the bull camp, then you are thinking, oh, I got a 1 here. Well, okay, maybe we're going to get a deep 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe A, B, right? You can see it, A, B, C. We broke golden, right? So that's not a death knell, right? Pardon me, we have not. I think. Oh shit! I thought we had. But so here, why was I thinking that? I don't know. Maybe it was something else I was looking at. So we still are in the pocket here. Here's this fair value gap here coming that was created after we started to rip here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's there. Well, maybe perhaps I was thinking here, right? We broke up here. I think that's what I was thinking. Then that is wick only. So it's a bit of a judgment here, right? There's no close above. That's more looks like, well, it looks like what happened there. It's just liquidity grab, right? Oh, screw them. Oh, breakout traders. Oh. Can you get it in there? Yeah, you probably can. 1, 2, 3, Another liquidation wick. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, going down for a 5. We've got this algo target is right here. So I'm not saying, okay, we couldn't get a nice reaction here, but I wouldn't be down here just waiting for it with a catcher's mitt on just to catch it. I'd want to see reaction, right? Show me the reaction. And it's, there's a 15-minute, right? So on a 15-minute, can I get that? Look at all the imbalances here we have to fill in, right? So the algo, if it's sweeping, if indeed, right, if we're sweeping the liquidity at the lows here, right, this liquidity being grabbed, right? So we know every single pivot will have liquidity behind it. So if this is the liquidity grab here relative, this would be internal. So if we do it this way, right, swing low, swing high, well, here's internal liquidity that's being grabbed right here. This is the pivot where there would be that liquidity. So bull's thinking, oh, up we go. B, pardon me, 1, A, B, C. We're done here. Oh, here we go. Not so fast. I mean, I'm down on a 15. A, B, C. You can understand the thinking there. And this is some of the danger of Elliott on these smaller time frames. I think the counts change so frequently. That's why you don't see me doing it often. I just learned over time, right? It's just 60 minutes and above is where Elliott is most effective, right? The higher the time frame, the easier it is to see the wave counts. The lower the time frame, right, is particularly in crypto. Changes so often that I go here rarely. So the only reason I would go here is if I'm trying to validate or invalidate a count. But you can certainly see why someone would have been thinking, oh, A, B, oh, C. Hey, here we go at the 50. And the move here, right? There was money to be made here, right? I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty good kick off of that. And you broke the golden zone. All back. It all comes back. Okay, so now what are you thinking? WX? Well, that's, can you get it in there? 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swings there. Doesn't quite 1, 2, 3, 4 extension there. We finish here A, B, C. I mean, there's a couple of ways this could fly. A, B. I suppose that's reasonable to consider. Right? We had A, B. Expand the B on the wick up here, and then we're coming down for the C. Okay, so what would you be thinking then? W. Doesn't quite work, does it? Yeah, I mean, that would be your first thought. Oh, it's a combo. Oh, well, here's the W. Oh, if I'm going to go, I mean, so I got A, B, C. Oh, yeah. You want to put money at risk on that? I'm calling it doing this. I wouldn't. A, B, C. Now, if we start to move much lower here, perhaps we'll come back. But that's what's left, right? Mark B. Elliott's not going to be perfect. You're not going to get perfect swing structure all the time. Don't expect it. But I think the broader point here is I sit here trying to struggle with what the hell. There's no conviction in the count here. So why take the trade? Why force something? My suggestion here is, as I said when I started here, I don't think there is a trade to be had right now. I think it's hurry up and wait time. Market needs to reveal a little bit more. There's a few coins where it's a little bit better here. And again, this is probably disappointing to some that caught that. But shit, if you caught it, what did you get? $6,000 to, $300-400, depending on your leverage, right? So some people made money here. I'm sure they're very disappointed. Now, how many knew to get out? I'm going to guess extremely small number. Perhaps trailing stops. You're under the pivots, right? Maybe you got taken out here. You want to go with ABC there? I don't, right? So I just leave it as in undetermined. I'm not going to label something just because I feel like I need to until I can see it and clarify in my own mind, okay, what have I got here? And it's, again, I say that because it's not about me. It's about applying this method. I just happen to be the one applying it that you're listening to. But that's not the point. What I see or what I think, it's can we objectively review this and get some value out of this to aid in a trading decision, right? I mean, that's the whole point, right? I hope people come to this channel not so much for the trade setup, but to learn the thinking that goes into a trade setup, whether it's there or not, right? Or if, like I'm doing today here, there's very few trades that just look like they're ripe. So you wait, right? And so what's the alternative to? I mean, why would you not wait? Oh, I don't want to miss anything. Is that the foundation of your trading approach? That you need to be in the market so you don't miss anything? Sounds silly just to say it, right? So I'm going to guess that's not your thinking. So don't force anything. Let's go look. I think it's just hurry up and wait here until we see. Well, first thing that's happened, let's see what happens at the golden zone, right? If we get a reaction here, again, don't feel like, oh shit, we got a reaction here. I missed it. I didn't get every little swing. ETH, it's almost worse. Same thing here. I've used the anchored volume profile here. So you see we're just sitting, we're going from the value area high to the value area low. We're back to the POC. We're just bouncing around here. But having said that, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? So whatever we've done here, we've rallied and we're correcting in a complex format. But does that, if anything, I mean, gun to your head, buy or sell? Well, gun to my head, I'm going to buy the low end and sell the high end. What? Why would you do? Or who wants to sell this here? Breakout traders. Who's wrong most of the time? Well, you know my view on that. There'll be sellers there. Oh, we're here. We're going through the floor. Just like there were buyers up here. Oh, off we go. All right, not to be overly harsh on the breakout traders. They learn their lesson eventually. Thank God there's a new crop of them every day. Okay, let's pull that off of here. I don't know if there's any. Are we done here? It's kind of the same challenge here. Okay, I can squeeze it's already a bit of a, is that an Elliott shuffle to get a 1 in there into some sort of contracting diag? It ain't great. It's a 4-hour, but we go to a 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a force fit? Maybe not, right? I mean, if this is 1, 2, 3, looks like there's triangle in there for a 5, right? Oh shit, I don't know that it matters. 1, well, pardon me. So let's label it. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, E, 4, 5. Something along those lines. Okay, I got it. Right, maybe your thought was, A, B, C. 1, 2. Here we go. Well, not happening. So now what are you thinking? WX, right? That doesn't look like an A. It doesn't look like well, hang on, I'm saying that. How would you count it? I mean, it just, just eyeballing it, it looks like it's a 3. right? And if we're coming back here for a 4, oh, we're overlapping. So now we're thinking, are we thinking diag, right? Is this a series of 3s to make a diag? That doesn't really look like it. It looks like ABC, maybe WX. Well, let's label that, right? So again, it's just a lot of times you label it up and you, okay, what's wrong with it? W, ABC, AB, and there's not much else you can call that. ABC into an X. Well, I would be reluctant to think AB. I'd think 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this implies lower prices, right? So 1, 2, 3. Let's just assume we're getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's likely going to be an A wave. Now, could we pivot here and go higher? I suppose, yeah. Would again, why take something that's so iffy? Never fails, right to the golden zone. There's the target, right? So these kind of trades are there. Those are there, right? That's not the kind of stuff that I personally do, but for those of you that can just, here's a pivot, here's a low, golden zone, boom, at the 200. That's the God EMA. No, I like that one. Average of the EMA and the SMA, right? The God MA. Just right to it, right? Just enough to get into the golden zone, right to target, right? So is that a trade you want? Well, that's easy after the fact. Right. Now, one thing I always feel like I need to remind people, don't forget, for every one that succeeds, right, there's one that fails. Always, 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 always. Did I say always? There's always one that fails. For every one that I show you that succeeds, there's one that fails. So after the fact, you look and you go, oh, of course, right? What a sell, right out of the golden zone. But here, well, you had a little bit of a, iffy, right? You'd have to give anytime they break, you'd give a slight advantage to the bears here. So when we go up, right? I mean, you had the ingredients there. The ingredients were there. 1, 2, 3, we're going to go 4, we're going to get a 5. That's why often you hear me say, don't, it's not you don't have to be there at the turn. It's the confirm, right? So confirm that I get a 5, which I don't here. And then when that rolls over, okay, well, I've got something I can work with here. Here, okay, maybe you were thinking, oh, all right, it's a little weird, but okay, 1, 2, 3, triangle, 4, 5. I got it, A, B, C, little wiki on the golden zone, but I got a 1, 2. I get a higher low. I get a higher high. Oh, what did I run into? Golden zone. Oh, well, maybe that's just the pivot of the 3. I'm going to go sideways for the 4, and then I can crank out of here. No, doesn't happen. Right, I watch these in footprint charts in the S&P. It's unbelievable to watch. Right, the algo will just fire, and you see the volume come in. And it's not just crypto, right? It's every asset at every time frame. You will find this algo in there, right? Period, right? If you don't take my word for it, go look yourself. This one fails. This one succeeds, makes target. So this is off the board, right? As that algo. Now, could we still have a 2 here? Are we going to get? Oh, Jesus, how would we even do it? Doesn't look likely, right? Anything's possible, right? Market, we could come one tick from this and then launch. The market has no obligation to do anything ever. You hear me say that all the time because it doesn't. Market's going to do what it's going to do. We're just trying to organize the chaos into something that we can work with that's based on historical precedent of patterns that are commonly seen to repeat, right? Elliott Wave is not magic. Elliott Wave is just human psychology. It's crowd dynamics. It's all it is. It's all it's ever been. It's not forecasting the future. It's just organizing the past and then creating a probability event for the future, not predicting it, and that's why I will always tell you the Elliottician will always have an advantage over any other technician, period. Because I get, if not this, then that. And if not that, then this. All right? Nobody else gets that. Sorry, SMC, ICT, sorry about it. Okay, anyway, here we go. Is this the 4? Oh, well. Money at risk on that? Not for me. Oh, let me, I think this... this kind of sets us up here, right? So this is one that I use, right? I'm a big fan of theirs. I am an affiliate, right? You want to support that? There's my little promo. If you want to support the channel, right, you could use our link, right? Then we get a little kicker off of that. It's in our link tree under AltFins, right? Highly recommended them. I strongly recommend them. In fact, I invested in their crypto. I mean, I'm a big fan. Now, so as we look here, right, so it's very convenient to come to a crypto screener and go, I've shown you this many times before. Okay, so here, of everything we see on the board right here, who has the strongest in terms of long-term trend? Toncoin? Well, they're kind of a new, all of a sudden they're getting some buzz. Not positive, I understand their use case, right? I had a little conversation with one of my senseis, George GZ 1968, you guys know as that, in the Discord. And he was kind of filling me in on it, and we kind of had the same. I thought, why do we need this coin? So you're going to use Telegram for a Toncoin for payments? It's certainly getting buzz, right? So it's got a strong trend. But the reason I brought you over here is one to kind of just show you this, and we're going to look at Toncoin. It's kind of interesting. Well, look, what else do we look at in here? We'll probably look at SHIB real quick. But again, it's kind of nice. Like, oh, okay, well, long-term trend, who's strong? So what are we looking for when you're looking at something like this? I'm looking for long-term trend, medium or short-term. I want to see they're correcting. But the long-term trend remains up, and it's pretty drop-dead simple. Well, note all the things that I can track here, right? So if this is why I brought you over here. Look at momentum. Now that's the top 25 coins by market cap. Neutral, or overbought. Which is a big fat way of saying not a great time to be adding long or short, right? That's kind of in your face, which is pretty much what you're seeing, right? That's kind of what I was suggesting. What here, right? We're sitting in the value area. Oh shit! I guess I took them off. Same idea. We're kind of stuck, going sideways, right? There's no conviction on either side. Don't know why, but that's kind of where we are. So let's go look. Now, having said that, let's go look at Toncoin. Now, I happen to be, hang on a second here. I brought it up on KuCoin. Excuse me, because if you look on TradingView, for U.S. traders, there's no option. However, what a nice segue this is. For those of you that have or regs or in our Discord community, we do have a new sponsor, and that is Bitunix. Well, lo and behold, where can you trade Toncoin if you're in the U.S.? Well, it happens to be with Bitunix. There is no KYC necessary. And no VPN necessary. So you can trade this. You can open an account here within 5 minutes. Right? Just drop some crypto in and you're up and going. Right? It's very typical layout here. Very common layout. Looks like BitGet. Most of them have a similar, right? It's the maker-taker model. Funding rates are very, very competitive. Right? Very simple to trade. Easy to trade. Right? So it happens to be, if you're in the U.S. and you're interested in trading Toncoin, well, here's a location for it that you can do. Our link is directly underneath this video here. It's kind of highlighted as they are a new sponsor of ours. Like them, right? It's very easy to use. I know the guys behind it, right? I've worked with them before, so I have a lot of confidence in them. Their trust score is very high. It's a relatively new exchange out of Singapore, but they're perfectly good exchange. Right now, is that going to last forever? No KYC? Well, I don't know, but right now it's certainly an alternative. All right, so with that, there's a little promo for Bitunix. Oh, let's go over and look at Toncoin. Now, well, the first thing you would look at here is okay, well, here, this is for when they hit KuCoin on TradingView. Here's pretty typical. Now, just eyeballing that right here. Wonder what happened there. You don't think day one hitting KuCoin that the algo would fire here, do you? Do you? No. Not on some new coin hitting KuCoin. I know that's log scale. But as we come off of that, right, again, it doesn't, as I've said 10,000 times, the asset doesn't matter, time frame doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, right? So you're always going to find it. Okay, so what are we calling that? 1, 2. Oh, I don't even know that it matters, right? 1. Okay, we know the algo's in here, right? So that's the point of that. Well, how about coming off of this one? Now this is tricky, right? Well, because it's wiki, right? So I just look at it and go, all right, where's the lowest close? This is the lowest close. These are all wicks in here. Clearly, that's the 2 as we come off of it with an impulse. I pulled from the low, this last pivot low here, right? I think that's the lowest close here, up to the pivot. Well, note here we came right to the 38, and you see the prior resistance becomes the support, and there's a fair value gap in there, so it gives me a little bit more confidence in that. But then look what's coming off of this. Oh, let's go to a 2-hour here. We can see this. That sure looks like an impulse. That looks like a 3. Ooh. Well, so if you're looking at this here, let me pull back to a 4 right now. Do I know that's going to be an X wave? Of course not, right? For all I know, that just rips here because I've got an ABC that corrects right to the 38. Why would I be thinking, oh, it's rolling over again? Well, certainly one path is that we do it like this, right? We do a 1, a shallow 2. We're going to go 3, 4, 5, right? That we get some sort of rip roaring kick into the 5th. It's certainly possible. Well, okay, if we just look at where we are from swing low to swing high, do you want to buy that on the assumption it's going to keep going? I would never do that, ever, under any circumstances. I don't care what the coin is. I would never do that. Only because, I say that with such conviction, because I've done it so many times. I would never do it again. For years, right? I don't ever do that. I'm a retracement trader, so I'll wait for the retrace. So if I can get a retrace here, if I can get this, X, maybe we go up here, sweep some of that liquid. I don't know. I'm looking at the swing structure here. This looks like an ABC to me, right? So if it were to come down here and do this, well, now I'm going to balance it out all the better. You see, that's the other thing. Just looking here as we come back to, little Elliott, do we have the right look? Well, look at the length of time of 2 relative to the 4, right? If this is the 4, well, fuck, come over here. If this is the 4, whoa. I mean, just look at the channeling. Now, again, right, as I say often, market is under no obligation to rebalance that in time. It's just that's what it usually does. Long wave 2 here and sideways. Now, this is sharp, but the length of time. So while I don't know what's coming here, I'm going to label it that way because if this does come, I sure as hell want to be ready for it, right? So if we're starting to pivot up here, I think we've got really good. Well, let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's go to a 10. Let's double that. Oh, it is 1070 already. So we're already pretty good there. Well, here's the peak of the momentum oscillator. 3, 4, right? Sideways 4 up to the 5. It's already a little funky. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? It looks like you'd have to do it this way. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get your. So here I should label it here rather than just talk it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like that's your internal impulse. Oh, here we'll go white. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So the subdivision is clean, right? That looks classic 4, right? We don't progress the trend. Up we go. Now, again, I don't know that that's coming. That's what I want to see coming, right? And if it does roll over, just in general crypto malaise or whatever ton coin, right? But boy, what a nice rip off the low. Buying that? No. If it does this, so let's just assume I'm completely wrong here, and we're going to go up and do that. Okay, how long do you want to be up here? What would we have just done there? Completed something. Now that doesn't mean that it must make a 50% retracement, but I don't know how long I'd want to stay. Well, let's go back to a daily. Well, let's if we put that in context now. 1, we know we have a perfect golden zone here. 3, 4, 5, right? So if you're, well, here, we'll just leave it like this. If you're going to get something like that, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that looks like a little bit more like it completed something more substantial here. If 1, 2. Now you're factoring this in, right? And there's going to be random dates of when a coin like this, a new coin like this, hits an exchange. So are we drawing this? You know, is this legit for a 1, 2? Well, it's certainly technical. So I wouldn't shy away from this just as a result of that pivot, right? Again, that's not retail doing that. That's only machines can do that. Only. Okay, so one to watch, right? I don't think it's ripe yet, but let's see if you can get that rollover here. We come down for that 4. Heads up, right? Because you still got that potential from here from 3 and change to get up to 14 and change, right? Now log scale, of course. Here's a pretty good look at it, right? 1, 1, 2 flat, monster 3, right? I mean, you can't script that any better. Okay, how am I doing? Oh shit, I'm already 30 minutes. Here's another big winner for those of you that kind of keeping track of who's having success, or I should say which coins are on the move for bulls. It's kind of the same challenge here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you're done, but what? Whoa. Well, now this going sideways here, this makes me think potentially a triangle here. So it looks like you might have an A, B, C, D, E, which would suggest, right? It's a 4, right? So this potentially all moves up. This moves. Come here. This moves over. We can relabel this here. Let's do it the right way. A, B, C, D, E. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay, right? Is that the 4? 1, 2, you know, that's very good 4 action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But to the subdivision, right? This would have to be the 4 of the internal 3, 4 to get to the 3, 4, 5. When you have this kind of clusterfuck, what are your choices? Well, we can start measuring. How do we look here? Here's the 3, right? So that your first thought right before, right, you got there would have been, oh, there's right there. There it is. And then we go, you'd have been thinking this, right? It'd been very easy to be thinking that. Oh, 1, 2, okay, it's a little shallow. It doesn't quite play. It looks like that's a 3, all right? So when we get up here and we get a good 5, then you're here, then you're going, is that it? All right, now the channeling, note the channeling here, much better here, right? We want them self-contained in a tight channel like this. So what do we do with this? Well, one thought is, okay, well, that's log scale. Let's take it out of log scale. Lo and behold, look what we do out of log scale. Again, asset doesn't matter. Time frame doesn't matter. Always the same. Always going to be there. Did I say always? Always. Right, so we're just stuck between 2 algos. Welcome to trading 2024. Right, well, it's been that way for a while. Right, it's just the machines. Right, you're not trading against other people. You think you are, but you're not. It's just you and the machines. It's just us and the machines. I should say it that way. I'm part of it. So, well, if this is a triangle, it can't be a 2. Right, we can eliminate that. So now again, looking at the range here from 15 cents to $5, yeah, we gotta look at it in log scale. So now, what's the alternate, right? This would be a high-class problem. If this is going to turn out to be a 4, well, first, it makes me uncomfortable to do that. And I'll show you the reason being, so let's think what that does to the channeling. Well, when I say makes me uncomfortable, okay, right, so this is short and sharp in the length of time. Now, we're stretching here, but it's not crazy. Oh shit, let's measure it. Oh fuck, here, let's time. All right, so let's look what length of the 2 from the 4. Here, we're past 2618 in time. It's not like it's never happened. It's just that's not where I would be looking to plow a lot of capital into for put it at risk. 1, 2, I could live with this. Well, again, look at the channeling, which is so critical to Elliott. It's so critical. Now, is this connected to this? I think the other possibility here we'd have to consider, just having walked you through that, just the thought process, right? Hopefully that adds some value to your learning curve as an Elliottician. I want this all self-contained, right? I want that nice tight channel. So what are my other choices here? Well, that's Jesus. That is just can't be any better. 1, 2, 3, A, B. Look at the beautiful. That's just absolutely perfect, right? So we got an A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. So that's not in dispute. What's happening there? Beautiful ABC. What are we doing there, right? So now that we're out of log scale, or back in log scale, it certainly doesn't look like we're coming off of this pivot with anything impulsive. This is a lower high here. Now we've left some equal highs. So what's the other possibility? W, X, and that's all you got, right? 1, 2, right? So we'd be looking for something A, B, maybe, although that looks like a 5. So much of crypto. Here, I'm just kind of doing this on the fly with you, kind of making the same point, right? There's a whole lot of things where you're like, oh, I kind of like it, but that's not where I want a triangle. Like, I don't know that it is a triangle, but it kind of looks like that's what we're getting here because we're going sideways. I'm stuck between two fair value gaps, right? Although they've both been tapped, right? So they're both mitigated, although there's not a close below, which is why the indicator keeps them on the chart. I like this one. I'm not dying to do anything there, though. I like it a little bit lower. I like the buy side a lot lower. Kind of the same problem. Okay, let me speed up here because let's get a couple of here. That still have some potential for another kick. AI is, AI is going to dominate the rest of our lives. I don't care how old you are, from as old as me to whether you're 20. Your life is going to be dominated by AI from here on out. So we might as well see if we can profit from it. 1, 2. Look how pretty this is. Now where's the 4? Right, same idea. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I certainly don't want this to be the 4. Could it be the 4? Well, of course. If anything's possible, but is that what it typically looks like? Look at the channeling here. Nice channeling. Let's measure, right? So always want to measure, right? Just say, how's it teeing up there? Log scale, right? Now out of log, you can't even look at it. Second most common, a little shy of it. But would make sense. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, big kick in the 5, right? They all had this kind of little hitch, but that way they're not as problematic here. Looks like it's correcting, right? So here's the impulse. It's the same idea. Let's use this thing. I do kind of like this. Oh shit, where'd you go here? All right, so it just draws it up for me. Now this is the pain in the ass with log scale, right? You can't. It distorts everything, so I guess we can't do that. Let's get you off of there. I think we can do it with this one. We won't get as much distortion, right? So here's all the POC. Thin air up here. I'd get this, so as I said earlier, I'd get this on your watch list. I love it down here. Nice untapped fair value gap sitting right here at the 38. Love it. But it looks like we're working on a B, C. Right? Then yes, I would buy that all day long. Let me quickly spin through here. This Solana, hurry up and wait. Render, it's got some potential. Here's a high class problem. So this, I think we tapped on this on the last live stream here, and we kind of left it like, oh, it may have been 2 live streams ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like A. Oh, well, here's a high class problem. If you're long, I happen to be in pretty good long position in this, which I got onto it right off of a live stream. Right, I like the setup here. So 1 A B C. Right, it's kind of a relative to the 1. It's wide. Right, that takes a lot more time. Short 1, long sideways 2, but A, B, C, pretty good. So here's a high class problem for a bull. 1, 2, 3, 4, still going. So what do we do with that? Well, that's, again, high-class problem. So we're going to have to go. It didn't have a great 2. You had to do it as a. Well, once it goes here, I mean, really the only thing you have to work with here is that this looks like classic 4. So that has to be the internal. So the start's a little bumpy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This, wouldn't be what you'd choose, but pretty good looking rip coming off of that. That has to be the. So you got to work backwards. 4, 5, 3. Where's the 1, 2? Just pick your pivot here, probably. Looks like we're now heading towards a finish here, actually. So if you're long on this, that's 60. I don't like to go below that. Looks like you've got a diag finishing there. Candidate. We shall see. It works, right? 4 shorting the 2. It's not the prettiest ever, but it's a contender. We got 3 drives to a top here, kind of a wedging top maybe, right? So okay, well, what are we thinking? Well, if this is in, shit, come here. We're in up here. What do we just complete? All right, let's come back here. If this is 1, 2, what's that? Probably not 3. I mean, could it be? Yeah, well, yeah, of course, could be. It looks to me like if this is 1, 2, and this is the 4, right? So we're looking for a new push to new all-time highs. If this is the 4, 1, 2, that's not going to. Choose my words here. It could be the 3, but I think it seems unlikely. 1, 2, 1. So what if you're anticipating? All right, that's what we're doing. All right, what does it usually do? I guess we can bring this down here. Where might you anticipate that going? It's a 60. There's the 4. Up for the 5. 1. I'd be hard pressed to find some Elliottician thinking otherwise. That's what you want. Come back down here. Off we go. 1, 2. All right, let me wrap up here. Almost done. Stacks. Here's another one that's all crypto. AI. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, good. 2. There's the divergence here. Right? So the big launch here is coming off of the low. Channeling is good. I don't need it to come that far. Here, let's here we've got this. Put it right there. It's one of the things I like. This is there's a daily. Let's go on the Ethereum. It's very detailed. It takes a little getting used to, right, and some expertise with smart money concepts, but it's very doable, right? It's my preference. So here's the candidate for the 3. So A, B, C, W, X. Right? Wouldn't you? I mean, again, just there's a 3. All right. Well, I got 3 that came off of it. So if not this, then that. W, X. Well, okay, that maybe, right? But it sure looks like that's got more to go, right? It looks like A, B, C. Right, now, you never know. Nobody knows until it's done. But that looks more probable to me. That looks like a 50. There's the inducement. So it gives us a good pivot. Up, we sweep it by a tick. Now we're coming back down. It's lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. In between, right? Lots of imbalances here, untapped, right? It's algo bait, right? This one's mitigated, this one unmitigated, unmitigated, this one mitigated, right? So we've got this one down here that's untapped, this one as well. Both of these untapped right at the algo target. Algo target right down here, which would put us in here right at the 38. So again, it's a little hurry up and wait going on. I think we covered everybody there. Fetch, stacks, render. This is hurry up and wait on Solana. I'll just finish up here. 50. Here's your target down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a bit of a squish to get it in. A, B, C. Potential was there to go. Doesn't go. So now what are you thinking? W. Well, this could be, well, barely, right? It might work. W. This could be A, B, C into an A, B, C. I might do it this way. All right, just because of the length of time. Looking for the Y down here or lower. A, B, C, A, B, C, B, C, A, B, C into an X, right? Double out of 50 where we have a fair value gap that's being tapped again, right? We didn't break the center line, right? Often that's where you would look to confirm it was fully mitigated, but we don't break the center line of the fair value gap. So revisit, doesn't break it. If we're coming lower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C still has to fly. Right, so you'd be anticipating if that's coming, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C to get a Y, to get a 4. Where does that fit? Right, here's the 23. We could go lower than that, right? I was kind of scrunching that up. A, B, C. We could certainly fall lower. Okay, guys, that's all I got. I think don't force things. That's how you get yourself in trouble. You know, you force something, then you try and fix it. There's no harm in waiting. Let the market show itself. You're not going to miss anything. If you do, well, the retrace will come. Okay, guys, have a good weekend. Don't forget Bitunix right underneath, right? They've got a nice little welcome bonus, some crypto. They'll spot you in your futures account to get started with them, just to get in there and see if you like them. Again, no KYC, no VPN necessary. If you're in the States, you can be open in 5 minutes trading, right? I think you'll like what you're seeing there. Okay, guys, have a good one. We'll catch you next week.